Hey everybody, welcome back to episode 74 already
Yeah,
on
crazy.
this Thursday night. We're kind of excited because we have a long weekend. So
Yeah.
we have President's Day off, both of our companies do, which is nice.
Yeah.
So I am very looking forward to a 3-day weekend because a 4-day work week is much better than a 5-day work week. Well, a 0 day,
Generally speaking.
a 0-day work week would be best, but that hasn't happened yet.
No, it's not this year.
We tried it like every time when we told you how the Powerball was getting so big, it got to like $1 billion and like literally $1 billion, and I'd pay $2 every time just to like put it in there. Somebody finally won, but then it went back down to low again. So low like 20 million.
Yeah.
So
Well, the problem is if you win 20 million, then you have to hoard it. You can't share it with anybody.
That's yours to live on the rest of your
Right,
life.
that's a retirement fund.
Yeah, you can't just willy nilly just
Sorry.
start buying cars for cash and jewels and all that stuff.
I don't know what that meant.
Because you know how like if you watched that, remember we used to watch that show, how your chick how the lottery ruined your life.
Oh, I forgot about that show.
Where a lot of people who, if they've never had money, once they win, or even if they have, but they just go crazy with it, and they could win at $10 million, $15 million, and run out of money because they paid cash for cars, they paid cash for houses,
You know, it's
vacations.
funny. You said cash for cars, and I was thinking that there was that government program
Yeah.
years ago to save
Cash for clunkers.
Yeah. That's why I was so confused. It made no sense, but that's what I immediately thought of.
No, this is the people who have wasted
Wasted
their lottery.
paid cash for.
Yeah.
Although I don't know that paying cash is necessarily a bad idea if you're doing it in moderation.
Yeah, and I remember one person who won, lost all of it just because they just kind of didn't do stuff right, and maybe had some failed business ideas. But then literally like kept on playing, hoping to like win again somehow, and it's like I don't know if that's actually gonna.
See, that's why I would be good with it, because I would have no business ideas. I'd be like, nope, I'm done.
Yeah, I don't need to invest in your startup.
Right. I'm not
That's
gonna
not
buy. What was the one guy bought a battery franchise?
Yes.
One of those little battery stores.
Mm-hmm.
Although I don't know, I think that guy made money off of it, but still,
Yeah, it's okay.
I wouldn't be bored. It's National Guitar Day today,
It is.
according to our friends at Old Town School of Folk Music, where we took guitar lessons.
We should have played a song tonight.
It's not too late. Your guitar's right there. Mine's over there.
I don't know what to play.
I don't know. I was messing around with that John Hyatt song, Perfectly Good Guitar, because it's National Guitar Day. But I don't know.
Okay, so I saw that you posted it on a line. Did you tag Old Town? I wonder if
I
they're in
did.
that.
And they wanted to share the picture.
Oh.
But I don't know. It's the tattoo.
That's cool though.
Yeah. And then our tattoo guy contacted us about
Coming in a couple weeks.
getting a little fine-tuned. I think it's okay as it is, but maybe. We'll
Yeah,
see.
I know. Both of us were kind of like, I think we don't want to like be in pain again. Even though for me it was much less than for you, but it's kind of like I'm not sure what
it's
he's thinking of like touching up or something.
Yeah,
like
I
that.
don't think it would be anything major. But it's gotten to the point where I'm very distracted by my collar. It's doing this weird thing.
Is it the dry cleaner that did it
Well,
that
it's
way?
not really their fault. It's just weird. And so I'm trying to get it to not do that.
Yeah.
And that's the problem when you're looking at the front-facing
Right.
camera, then
Any
you
little
see
thing
it.
like is distracting.
I don't
you,
want
like-
to not see it because then I won't be able to tell if things are centered and this, that, and the other.
Right.
But now that I can see it, my collar's driving me nuts.
I'll go around and get you a tie, so you could tie it, and then maybe that'll stay.
Well, yeah, I probably would, but. So what
So
were
do
we
they do
talking about?
anything about for National Guitar Day, Gay, or it's just gonna kind of like
We just play guitars. I'm
just-
happy to play. I'll go get my guitar. We'll play a song. What do you want to play?
I have no idea.
I didn't mean to put you on. You said it. I didn't.
I
I,
know.
wasn't meaning to put
I
you
know.
on the spot.
I'm not prepared.
Um,
Maybe we'll do that on Saturday.
It won't be National Guitar
It
Day.
won't be
anymore.
National Guitar Day. It'll be some other day.
Also, yesterday, February 10th, Gotta check the calendar. Yes, it's the 11th. I don't know what day it is. I don't know what the date
Yeah,
is.
I don't know what's happening.
But yesterday, February 10th, was the anniversary of the date that the Clash went into the studio to record their very first album in 1977. February 10th, 1977
Wow.
was when they started. But that's not like a round number.
Mm-mm.
So it's 44 years ago. Does that sound right?
Yeah, that's a long time ago.
It is a long time ago, but it seemed fresh and new at the time.
And I don't know what made me, this is off on a different subject, I don't know what made me think about this, but I was thinking about when things start opening up again, like what I would want to do first, like to get back out into the world.
Do you think things are ever going to open up again?
Not for a while, but I can just dream about it.
Although I did see that the Biden administration signed a couple of contracts to get an additional 200 million doses of the vaccine.
Ooh,
So I don't know how
awesome.
long it takes to actually get it out to people, but that could speed things up a little bit. Maybe.
I was
don't know.
telling David that my mom had trouble making an appointment to get the vaccine. She's 80 and spent hours on the phone trying to call people, waiting, refreshing on Walgreens to, make an appointment, everything to no avail. And finally she got an appointment. But she made a good point, and she thought that maybe the first rollout of vaccines should be like 75 and up. Can get those people taken care of first before 65 to 75. I don't know if that's a possibility or that could have even been done.
And I also think, I may be wrong about this, I think it varies by state. I think the states can kind of set their own
Oh, that's
rules.
true. I totally wasn't even thinking about that.
So I don't know how, one of the first waves, were people who were, in healthcare and stuff like that. So that didn't depend on age, it depended on your job. And then the other segment, I guess you could say, of that first wave was people who were over a certain age. And then I think that also was people who were vulnerable for other conditions, which makes sense. I mean, obviously those are the people who needed first. But, I've seen all these stories about back in 1918, how they vaccinated millions of people in a very short time frame. I mean, by this point, we've vaccinated millions of people, but it's taken much longer.
Right.
So that's a little disappointing, but hopefully we'll get that going.
It's weird because the last few weeks I've driven by my office downtown, not gotten out of the car, but our son Mark is, one of his classes is at Macy's, of all places, doing for one of his classes, window display. So I've been dropping him off there, but there's lots of restaurants that are closed that are on that block. A lot of the shops that I would go into are not there anymore. Although some of the restaurants I looked up afterwards because I'm like, I wonder if they closed, and it's like temporary closed, so they might come back. We'll see.
Yeah, but that's the thing is, I mean, one part of this, aside from the issues of what kind of health restrictions to put in place and all that kind of thing, one of the big mistakes I think, and I think it happened on a lot of different levels, was not getting adequate financial aid to companies and to individual people quickly enough. That should have been a high priority early on, because I think everybody knew that, businesses were going to be affected by it. People were going to be laid off or furloughed, people were going to lose their jobs, and that's something that just should have been priority number one from the beginning, I think.
Yeah, and you don't really realize how many businesses depend on people,
Right.
And when there's no people, then it's like, okay, well then I have nothing.
And it's one thing for retail places where it would just reduce capacity most of the time, but you could still go. You can go to the grocery store, you can go to some other retail type places. But places like restaurants, bars, music venues, there wasn't any real way to have those kind of places open, because it's not like you're just going, buying stuff and leaving. Those are places where people sit down, they're in close proximity with each other, they're there for a long time. They had to know that those businesses were going to be hurt early on, and the longer it dragged out, the more it was going to be.
I think one of the things,
they were hurt.
I think speaking of that, is I can't wait to be able to go to see concerts again. That'll be so much fun. I can't wait to do that. Just even going to a restaurant for dinner. I mean, it's almost been a year now since we've been able to do that. Our anniversary is next month. And that was the last time we ate out.
That's true. Yep, it was. In fact, it was really right before the other shoe fell
Mhm.
because that was March 11th. Probably shouldn't be telling personal
If they want to
information.
send gifts, for
Well, that's true. That's right. And
every
then
26 years.
and then by like the 13th is really when everything started shutting
Mhm.
down. And I looked it up when we were on Tuesday. It wasn't the end. I thought it was. So Tuesday was the 9th. I thought it was exactly a year from the time that we saw Robert Randolph
Yes.
play. But I think it turned out that was February 7th. Because what I forgot was 2020 was a leap year, but that was before leap day, right? February 7th.
Right.
So it was a Monday. February 7th was a Monday. In any event, I got it all confused. but that night, we went to Claire's spoken word showcase, not realizing it was going to be her last one of her high school career.
Right.
And then came home, got situated, went to the concert. So that was a little crazy.
That was. And
kind of appropriate for National Guitar Day.
It is.
Robert Randolph being a great guitar player.
That is so true. Yeah, I remember that night because it was like, well, in retrospect, we didn't know that was like the last time we'd be set foot in the high school.
That's true. That is the last time we did. I mean, Claire went for another month, but we didn't.
For those of you who are new or haven't seen some of our old episodes, David and I went to the same high school, and our kids went to the same high school. So, and many, many, many family members have went to the same high school. So, and obviously, since she's last one, we don't have any reason to go back.
We'll never set foot in there again.
It is kind of a long road when you think about it, like how long it is, because with all three of our kids going through and the age gap and stuff like that, is, as soon as you get through one, another one's got a few more years, and then when our middle son was finishing, Claire was starting again. So I want to say it was a whole decade there.
Yeah.
So that's a long haul.
And Claire graduated 40 years after I did.
That's so crazy.
Yep.
So we were, obviously we didn't know how things were going to turn out, but hopefully she'll be able to go back after and meet up with her spoken word teacher and visit some of the kids who are still in the program and stuff like that when she's back from school.
So I still want to know what we're doing for National Guitar Day.
Okay, you play and I'll sing. I'm just kidding.
What song?
I was trying to think of a song that would be funny, but nothing came to my mind.
It's too bad I haven't learned any Jimi Hendrix. That would be for National Guitar Day. That would kind of be appropriate.
Yeah, just be like
probably my favorite guitar player. Speaking of which, speaking of great guitar players, Vernon Reid from Living Colour. Also, you should listen to Living Colour because it's National Guitar Day.
Yes.
Was for some reason posed this question on social media about like great opening songs from albums. What's a great opening song? And I won't be able to find it, but I was not actually familiar with some of the ones that he picked. Now I won't be able to find it.
He's a great person to follow on social media because he posts a lot of pictures from New York City that are amazing.
Head Like a Hole from that 9 Inch Nails album, which a Pretty Hate Machine, which is a great album. Let's Go Crazy, which is on what Prince album? Is it the Purple Rain soundtrack?
I think it is Purple Rain.
Highway to Hell. That's a good one. My recommendation was Clash City Rockers from the first Clash album. But I thought Head Like a Hole was pretty cool. Then he mentioned Led Zeppelin. As you may or may not know, I'm not a fan of Led Zeppelin.
Yeah, I'm not either.
Oh, Welcome to the Jungle. Guns N' Roses.
Oh, right.
Yeah. Bring the Noise. I'm assuming he means the Public Enemy version, not the Anthrax and Public Enemy version. Although that was great.
I didn't know that there was an Anthrax and Public Enemy version.
There was a whole thing in the maybe early to mid '80s where there were these kind of heavy metal and hip hop mashups, kind of like Run DMC doing Walk This Way with Aerosmith. But yeah, Anthrax did a great, great, great cover of Bring the Noise with the guys from Public Enemy.
That's funny.
Yeah.
But yeah, Vernon Reed, will tag him if you follow him on Instagram. He's a classic New Yorker, and during the quarantine last year, he just went out by himself and took pictures of the city that were amazing.
We won't play the sound is muted, but here's a video.
You're muted.
Yeah. Can you hear me? I'm going to share my screen.
Yeah.
Can you see? I'm trying to share my screen.
What do you guys see? Do you see what I'm looking at?
Yeah. Yeah, Anthrax and Public Enemy, Bring the Noise.
All right.
Official video.
That's hilarious.
Meanwhile, our youngest child just texted us because it was her first day of work today.
That's right.
I'll respond. Nice. She's working at a tattoo shop.
At her college. So 10 hours a week. She put applications out to places because she wants her own money. More power to you. We appreciate that. And so right before she said she was about to apply for the dining hall, which would have been horrible, this came up. So she was very excited that she got to do something that she would enjoy and something that could last, the rest of her college, having like a little part-time gig. So go Claire. Okay.
Sorry.
Not familiar with that one. I'll have to watch that again.
Well, you've probably heard
I
the
probably
Public
heard
Enemy
it,
song.
yeah.
But,
I probably watched
you
the
may
video
not
back in the day.
Yeah. But it's a great, and there was I want to say that Chuck D and Tom Morello did they were in a band together maybe 4 or 5 years ago.
I don't remember.
Yeah, so that's kind of like similar concept.
Definitely.
Anyway.
So that's pretty much what's been going on with us. I'm trying to think what else we have on the horizon. Long weekend. We have no plans.
Prophets of Rage. That was
Prophets
the
of
Tom
Rage.
Morello and Chuck D. Yeah. Anyway.
Okay. I was thinking confusing Public Enemy with Run DMC. Chuck
Not
D.
quite the same.
What's the guy who's in Run DMC or in
Rev Run and oh gosh, now you're gonna embarrass me because oh god.
I know. I should know that. Because they had a cooking show.
Well, Rev Run had a whole Daryl McDaniels.
Yes.
I knew because I knew it was DMC. Daryl
Right.
McDaniels. Yeah. Rev Run and DMC is Daryl McDaniels.
And it actually didn't last that long, but they had a cooking show. Rev Run and his wife on.
It
Food
wasn't
TV.
really they did have a cooking show.
Yeah.
They also had a regular, like a reality
Yes.
show about the whole family.
Yeah.
Right.
And made some pretty epic dishes. So none of them were necessarily healthy, but they looked delicious.
There you go.
Yeah. So that's pretty much all that's going on with us. But we will be back on Saturday for episode 75 already.
Yeah.
So that's kind of crazy.
What is that? The Diamond anniversary?
Yeah, exactly. Is there a thing since our 26th anniversary is coming up? What is that? 26th anniversary gift.
I don't know. I think 25 is silver, right?
Let's just see. The 26th year is pictures. So we just find old pictures around the house and give them to each other.
It's the selfie anniversary.
Yeah, and actually 27 is sculpture.
Oh no, I'm sorry. 60th is diamond. 70th is platinum. So what is 75? Diamond and gold.
Oh, combined.
Combined?
Okay, so next year for their 27th, since it's sculptured, have you ever seen the thing where you hold the hands
Wait,
with
the
somebody?
27th is sculpture?
Yeah. Is that what your one says?
I don't know, this one, first of all, it's Wikipedia, so you know it's a reliable source.
Yeah.
They start skipping years at a certain point. They go to 25th and then 30th.
Okay, well, this one says, I'm not sure the validity of this, EternityRose.com.
I don't know if any of these rankings are official.
Okay, but you know, for sculpture
That was Jerry Seinfeld with the world's
That
greatest
was.
dad.
Yes, none of this is.
I don't know if any of these rankings are official.
But for sculpture, we could do is, have you seen where you can like hold hands with somebody and then you put your hand in a bucket of like plaster of Paris?
Are you talking about Twister? It sounds like when you're gesturing, it looks like Twister.
Be like hold hands. It's like hold my hand like this, and then we dip it in like
in paraffin wax.
You dip it in something. It's not like really like but you can like a mold, you know, kind of thing. You stick, and then when you unmold it, it's a. I'll show you a video.
Oh Lord, we could have just played guitar. The whole thing is we could have just played guitar.
Okay, well on that note, have a good rest of the night, you guys, and we'll see you next time.
Bye.
Bye.